MI remains.
So I've been very famous.
So this is 19 Harsh Truths About Being a Creator by MI Abaga. And already when I started it off, I just heard some great bangers. I'm thinking first off, let me even do something before I watch it. Let me put this into ChatGPT and summarize this video and give me key points on punchlines on mind-blowing info or reality check points and statements. Here's the YouTube video. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. What do you have for me? I need to give Google this prompt. Give me some. Better text and image quality with image gen. No. You don't have time. Say 14. Was it the 14 he gave? MJ shares all his controversial silence isn't weakness, strategy. Silence isn't weakness, strategy. Introversion versus extroversion. And this is anxiety and mental health. He candidly discusses anxiety boosts and therapy. Mental wellness is non-negotiable. Absolutely non-negotiable. I would take that advice. Imposter syndrome and creative blocks. He admits feeling fraudulent. He candidly discusses outright boss and emphasizes he admits feeling fraudulent even after 15 plus years at the top. No creator is immune. God damn! I needed this! Okay. Disciplines. I mean, while dealing with imposter syndrome, creating without inspiration, discipline over muse. Creating without inspiration. So discipline over muse. Start the work even when you don't feel it. Momentum builds from consistency. Real shit. What to me, man? Resilience through disappearance. Time off is essential. Pausing the noise can fuel deeper creativity and prevent burnout. Yeah. Resilience through disappearance. Like step away at some point and like clear your head from real shit. Power of prolificity. Jesus Christ, don't disgrace me. Volume beats perfection. Okay. Prolific. Volume beats perfection. Quantity enables experimentation and teaches lessons faster. Ego management. Fame inflates the ego. He stresses humility to avoid creative stagnation and emotional. Like, man, humility, man. Just like take yourself down to earth. Get off your high horse is how they say it. Talent gets you in. Talent versus creator economy. Talent gets you in, but business know-how sustains you. Understanding the platform is as vital as your craft. Hmm. Therapy is framed not as hold on. Where did I stop? Mental health therapy, trying to get you about business know-how, sustainability, understanding platform here. Mental health therapy and inner voice. Therapy is framed as not therapy is framed not as a stigma but a tool. Self-talk matters. Treat yourself like your own coach, not your worst critic. Hmm. Hmm. Failure is the on failure and healing. Failure is the curriculum, not the test. It's essential, inevitable, and ultimately liberating. Failure is liberating. I mean, I tried out this shit. It didn't work. Like, man, it is what it is. And beating yourself up, fuck. Than beating yourself the fuck up. On failure and healing, failure is finishing what you start. Starting is easy. Finishing distinguishes creators. Commitments are kept by grit. No inspiration. Like, okay. Silencing the noise. Social media breeds distraction. MI advises radical focusing. Minimize feed clutter and maximize creative clarity. How do you do that? Building the ecosystem. Legacy creators must uplift others. He's starting this true task. Helping African artists own their narratives and careers. I mean, okay. He plugged in something there for us. He partnered with mental health. Mind blowing reality. Anxiety can coexist with success. Even celebrated artists worry. Therapy isn't optional, it's essential. Fame isn't confidence. Fame isn't confidence. Public recognition often hides deep insecure gaps. Like often hide deep insecure gaps. Consistency dethrones inspiration. Waiting for a muse lowers productivity. Discipline fills that gap. Consistency dethrones inspiration. Quantity equals growth. Lots of creations equals to lots of lessons. No one escapes inner critic. Courage is about speaking back to that voice, not silencing it. Yeah. No one escapes inner critic. Courage is about speaking back to that voice, not silencing it. Just face it. Face it and liberate yourself. Jesus Christ. Creator ecosystem needs activism. Beyond personal success lies a bigger goal, like a task platform. Creator ecosystem needs activism. The creator ecosystem needs an activism through to push people to be more creators, to liberate themselves. You don't wait for inspiration, you create the container for it. There is no luxury, it's a necessity. Great finishes what artistry starts. Your internal narrative decides your art more than your external noise. Creators can and should be architects of their own ecosystem. MI Abaga refrain successful creators. It's not only talent, intelligence, discipline, emotional intelligence, resilience, and ecosystem building. Want to last, not just launch, you must master the underrated internal game. Curiosity should hit home. I mean, a lot hit home to me. Where is it? I don't think this was already in there.
So I've been.
I don't think we need. Oh, go back. This video. Feelings of why your group choosing someone to represent. Yeah, I mean, this was the first thing I saw. Yes, Fame is about a group choosing someone to represent. Hey, I should have read this first. Come on, ChatGPT. Um, Fame is about a group choosing someone to represent something they want to feel. MI's public persona is bold and aggressive, but his true self is chill and introverted. The MI persona serves as a coping mechanism. Like, okay, practicing introversion, extroversion. People practice introversion and extroversion, allowing for adaptability in different contexts. Yeah, that's when you say, I get to say, I'm as much introverted and as much extroverted. I get to say that a lot. I mean, depends on place or what demands of it, but yeah, I can switch very well. Creative process. MI's creative process is a blend of intention, spontaneity, and emotion. I go to class, consider like going to the gym is crucial. Showing up daily. Even when you're inspired, eventually leads to ideas. Real talk, real talk. Consistency, if like stepping out, showing up daily, even when you're inspired, leads to ideas. Resilience and persistence. Relentless work ethic is vital in the creative industry. Talent alone is insufficient. Staying relevant. Relevance is, let's just watch it. Let's watch it. I'm already born into it.
Very famous. What I realize is that fame is not about you. The group picks you to represent something that they want to feel.
With millions of fans, countless awards, and a career spanning over 15 years, MI remains the most influential voice in African hip hop.
Africa rapper number one. You said, I felt like I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Imposter syndrome was the first thing that came out. Every time I'm in an opportunity, post leaving Chocolate City, it came back again like, okay, am I done?
I need to go somewhere and cry.
Yeah.
But beyond the bars, he's shaping the future and building Task, a groundbreaking platform empowering African artists to own their stories and careers.
So I just say to young artists, like, look, if you're competing in your field, like, you're in the water with sharks. Success is a liar. In my years of research, I discovered two things. So there's a gene in the brain that people call...
That's actually crazy.
And he basically says one of the biggest fears that anyone has about shipping, right, is how do I then silence the noise?
While I was away for those 3 months, what I realized is that I'm going to go so deep on this one.
Today on Creatorium, we have one of the most defining voices in African hip-hop. A storyteller who has shaped sound, shifted culture, and stayed standing through every wave that tried to hit him. But today, we're here to talk about more than just the music. We're talking about the man behind it, the builder, the thinker, the human who has learned to navigate fame, silence, pressure, and purpose all at the same time. This conversation is about passion, grounding your purpose, mental health, and building with longevity in mind. If you've ever wondered what it takes to not just become great, but stay great while also staying you, this one is for you. Let's get into it.
MI, Mr. Incredible. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the show.
I mean, first of all, you should warn people before they come here that this is so amazing. Here, because my mind is still recovering from being blown away. But thank you.
I love it.
That's high praise coming from you.
It is. I mean, because your standards are high.
This is high. You know what I mean? This is high, but it's such a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great to have you. And wanted to just kind of dive in. Okay, so I wanted to start off by just asking you, like, what is something that the public will never fully understand about being MI?
Yeah, I think the public will never fully understand how I could have saved Arsenal and the Nigerian Super Eagles.
Okay, we need to unpack that.
Playing as the defensive midfielder. I think the whole world has been robbed of a star athlete, a genius on the football field, really. And I just did that sacrifice to come and do music, you know. So people are never gonna know that, but
did you like
tongue in cheek? I in my head I'm a star footballer, but I'm very chill. I think that's it. I'm very, very chill. I realize I'm very chill. I think like the MI persona had a lot of like boldness and like aggression. I think people expect that from me when they meet me sometimes, but I'm super chill. I'm very introverted. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's hard to believe. Like, do you ever have times when you express that to people and they're like, "There's no way you're introverted. I don't believe it."
All the time. Like, in fact, there's friends of mine that I tell I'm a shy person, and they're like, after a while, my wife was like, okay, yeah, he actually is really shy, but I feel like as a creator, you have to build, like, if you want to follow your dreams, you have to build, I want to say coping mechanism, but not in the negative way. I think MI is part of that. It's like really bold, really like big dreams, really big vision, that helps really shy Jude navigate the world. But I think that's my core. I can be at home all day. Like yesterday, I was cleaning my office, which in a way it helps me like work through when I have big problems. But I'll just be at home and clean my office the whole day, and that's a great day for me. Think and clean. Yeah.
You raise a really good point because I often say that we practice introversion and we practice extroversion. We're not introverted or extroverted. And the reason why I say that is because when you use the ED, right? I'm introverted, I'm extroverted, right? You build an identity around that, and that becomes something that you then start to express. Now, when you say I practice introversion, right, it means that it's something that has the ability to evolve over time. So you can practice extroversion as a way of integrating into the work that you do, or society, your community.
You can't drop heavy concepts like this on me so early in the show. What?
You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm like, bro, I thought we were just having a chit chat. Now you're like, bro, I won't have the in my room for that one, guy.
Say that,
but I'll just be at home and clean my office.
So and we practice extroversion. When you use the ED, right, or extroverted, and the reason why I say that is because when you use the ED, right, I'm introverted, I'm extroverted, right, you build an identity around that, and that becomes.
What the fuck is hold the fuck on? What's ED? What's the meaning of ED in introversion and extroversion? Like, you just want sneaking shoe. Google is not giving us anything good. Man, I'll just use shut everything. No way. No way.
Something that you then start to express.
Come back here. ED often refers to extroversion and introversion dimension. What the fuck? That was it? Really? ED often refers to extroversion and introversion dimension. Extroversion and introversion dimension is one of the core personality traits in models like MBIT, Myers-Briggs, Jesus Christ, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, Big 5 personality traits, also called Ocean Model. What's in this up? Here's a breakdown. E, extroversion focused outward, energized by social interaction, prefers being around people. I, introversion focused inward, energized by solitude, prefers reflection and fewer social interactions. So ED, extroversion dimension and extraversion dimension and extroversion dimension. Oh, the scale or axis on which your personality leans more introverted, the scale or act. So this whole entire shit is, so ED means extroversion dimension or extraversion dimension slash introversion dimension, bro. Extraversion dimension or extroversion slash introversion dimension, and that's where the ED came from. Is extraversion dimension. It's the scale or axis on which your personality leans more introverted or extroverted. Let me know the exact. Makes more sense. Okay, so I could be like, what, someone's ED type shit, if that makes sense. Am I right? So I could be someone's ED. What's your ED? What's the scale on which, okay, to analyze someone, what's the scale on which this person's personality leans towards more extroverted or more? Do you get what energizes them? Solitude or extratude, whatever the fuck. You get the point. I know, don't stress me. Alright. So, but man, bro, you guys got this from college, like, or is it in a master's program or something? Fuck.
Express. But when you use the ED, right, introvert or extroverted, this introvert.
We're just talking about something. Did we plan the conversation we're talking about? Did you guys script it?
Which in a way it helps me like work through when I have big problems, but I'll just be at home and clean my office the whole day. That's a great day for me. Think and clean. Yeah.
You raise a really good point because, I often say that we practice introversion and we practice extroversion. We're not introverted or extroverted. And the reason why I say that is because when you use the ED, right? I'm introverted.
Now it makes, okay, let me
extroverted, right? When you use the ED, right? I'm introverted, I'm extroverted, right? You build an identity around that, and that becomes something that you then start to express. Now, when you say I practice introversion, right, it means that it's something that has the ability to evolve over time. So you can practice extroversion as a way of integrating into the work that you do, or society, your community.
You can't drop heavy concepts like this on me so early in the show. What?
You know what I mean?
So Emma, you don't know anything. God damn. Shit, how you not gonna know that simple thing like this? I want for you, bro. You fuck up. Get it? I already got pre-educated.
Anyway. Yeah, so I feel like as creative,
man, the shit went over in my head.
Extroversion as a way of integrating time.
I need to
so
clip
you
this.
Can practice extroversion.
I need to clip this. Oh my god, I need to clip this.
Version as in.
What does this look like? The face of a person. Of something that just went over his head the entire time. It's like, man, whatever the fuck is this?
Way of integrating into the work that you do, or society, your community.
You can't drop concepts like this on me so early in the show. What?
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, so I feel like as creatives, it's really important for us to reframe that for ourselves, because otherwise then you find a lot of creators who say I'm introverted, and then they build around that, and then when they have situations that require them to practice extroversion, they struggle because they say I'm not extroverted, but I say I practice introversion when I want to, and then I practice extroversion when I need
love
to.
that.
And that's the multi-dimensional parts of us.
Yeah, I love that because you're right.
I want to know what she's smoking. What she being on like? Man, yeah, people doing just to see this world differently. Like, anyway, not like that's any big deal, but like that's like middling right down to the later, man. And don't worry, thanks for the follow, bruh. On Kick, okay. That follow made my day. Come on. So you're listening? Interesting.
There are
What's up? let's experiment. W's in the chat. If it's going to pop up, like I want it to just pop up on top of me. Let's see if it works. W's in the chat. Did you type W's? Or you've gone already?
Certain context within which I'm extremely, what people would call extroverted, When someone shares something, a new idea with me, I always want to work on the model, but that's a powerful idea. I really like that. And I think, you have to develop.
Exactly.
You have to work on both.
Yeah.
When I'm creating,
Emma is still processing.
I like to say
Emma
that
is still processing. Like, is it like, whoa, bitch, like, let me, calm your titties, bitch. Let me process
Context.
And see how I want to copy, work on this model. Cause you can't just drop one big thing like this and just expect it to just work out. And me and I act like, okay, whatever the fuck MD means, but like, okay, MD right like ED. Okay, let me not just ask too many questions I beg before they look me like say I don't know something. But man, it was too big to even side, like just push to the side. I'm like, bitch, hold the fuck on. What did you just say? Trying to make me look dumb or something? Enough rambling about her, but like, okay. Like this we're just 5 minutes in.
Which I'm extremely, what people would call extroverted, When someone shares something, a new idea with me, I always want to work on the model, but that's a powerful idea. I really like that. And I think, I love that.
And that's the multi-dimensional parts of us.
Yeah. I love that because you're right. Like, there are certain contexts within which I'm extremely, what people would call extroverted,
Yeah.
When someone shares something, a new idea with me, I always want to work on the model, but that's a powerful idea. I really like that. And I think, you have to develop, you have to work on both.
Yeah.
When I'm creating, I like to say that I'm trying to reduce anxiety completely. So when
that's tough.
For who? For yourself?
For myself.
Okay.
I work a lot now on the company I'm building. So when I go to record, like the first 3 days, I'm still left a right brain, So when I start trying,
oh Jesus Christ! The first 2 words, you're still right brain. Like, okay, what does it mean to be right brain now? What does it mean to be right brain? It means your thinking style tends to lean towards creativity, emotional, based on. I should have an idea though, but right hemisphere, emotional, visual, holistic thinker, then left hemisphere, logical, analytical, verbal, detail oriented. If you're right brain, you may prefer arts, music, thinking images. Thinking images, not words. Okay, make decisions based on feeling or vibe. Not data. Right brain. Okay. Struggle with rigid routines, but thrive in flexible, abstract situations. Thriving in chaos. Be good at recognizing patterns, phases, or emotional cues. I mean, what am I smiling? Struggle with rigid routine. Like, this is modern news and shows the brain isn't that black and white. Both sides work together on most tasks, so while people can have preferences, nobody is fully right brained or left brained. Mass personality lens than a strict scientific label. Would you like to test whether your thinking leans more right or left? Let's see. Yes. I usually follow step by step. Go with your guts or try creative angles. I mean, that's me. Neat your workspace is usually neat and organized. A creative mess, but Well, let me answer this one. B. One B. Two. One B. Go with your guts. No, 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 no. Number two. That's B. A creative mess. Yeah, would you write this thing? 2B, 1B. Don't stress me on how I write this thing, I beg. Oh no, fuck! And giving directions. I need to finish the rest. Great, let's keep going. So far, you're leaning towards right brain creative. Okay. When giving directions, you prefer street names and distances, landmarks and street names and distances. When giving directions, go to walk this distance. When give landmark, this thing. Listen, I use landmarks. I use landmark being where's that? Number three being. Number four, when learning something new, you remember best through word, facts, repetition, pictures, diagrams, or stories. Pictures. 3, 4, 4B. 4B. I need this light on my face. Number 4B. Number 5. You are more drawn to math, science, strategy games, music, art, dance, or daydreaming. B. That even sounds like a right brain thing. Mass, fuck mass, man. Oh, come on, stress my brain. I don't want that. In conversations, you are usually direct and factual, expressive and emotional. Ooh, I be giving my people some 10D type shit. I go deep when I'm making my explanation that like things that would pick your brain. That's number 6B. I'm quite expressive, except I'm not in the mood to just stay. Like I want to tell you like in like 6D, you know, if that makes sense. Number 7, you like rules and structure. Yes. No, really. I like flexibility, man. I'm not on that rule shit. When thinking of ideas, your brain organizes them in lists or routines, jumps around in images and random thoughts, and put them together in my head, man. It's be, man, my brain just be flying everywhere when I'm thinking. When making decisions, you rely more on facts and pros and cons, feelings and intuition. Pros and cons, though. Facts, pros and cons. It's mine. I will do right down to the letter. People just scatter this thing or anyway, sure. Write more B B B B B. When thinking about it, the brain. That's number 10. You see the word as. Number 9 is A. Number 10. When making decisions, you rely more on. 10. You see the world as a system of logic and patterns, a canvas of emotions, beauty, and possibility. It's a bit of both logic and patterns. A canvas of emotions, beauty, and possibility. I mean, with emotions, there's beauty, there's possibility. Like, that's how I see the world. There's also logic and patterns. There's patterns, really. Bro, I'll just take B. It tends to not kill me. You answered 8 out of 10 with B, which means you are strongly right-brained. Creative core. You are drawn to art, vision, and storytelling. You likely think in images, emotional, you see patterns, and vibes most people miss. Yes, I see things and vibes. Intuitive thinker, you trust your gut, often sensing things before others do. You are good at navigating gray areas. where rigid thinking falls. Oof, structure may feel like a cage. Free from mind, structure may feel like a cage. You prefer flexibility and fluidity. Yeah, brainstorming comes naturally. Execution might need more effort. Don't call my government name. Emotional eating, you pick up on people's moods, body language, and hidden messages. Empathy is one of your superpowers. What the fuck? I didn't. There's a right brain and left brain thing. Okay, I kind of knew sure, but like the different hemispheres of the brain, but like okay, right brain. If you're more of this, like they can. There's a good profile of your kind of person. And imagine like man, the data on us. So imagine like when you know how this person is, you can now like write a kind of character that could trigger this person in a certain way because you want a certain outcome. So I'm like, okay, I know an empathetic, emotional person. I could use this kind of thing to get you. That's on some data shit, man. Big data. And really, we're already being manipulated already. Basically, getting this kind of profile on someone. Oh, okay, you're left brain. I'll deal with you like this. Type shit. Very good in like, tactics and negotiation and whatever. I'm going too deep now. Empathy is one of the superpowers. Reality check. Being right brain is powerful, but watch for these blind spots. You might avoid boring but necessary structure, like planning or finances. Ugh. Avoid boring but necessary, like you can get stuck in overthinking, emotional loops, or starting too many ideas at once. Oh! Discipline may feel unnatural. Discipline is unnatural, but it's your secret weapon to actually finish stuff. Final quote: creativity is intelligence having fun. Interesting. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Let me know if you want personalized advice on. Anyway, let me get back. I'm already stalling.
Coming up with ideas like, oh well, but Burner's doing this. Oh, but this person's doing this. Like all these anxious thoughts in your head. What if they don't like this? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I need to stay as calm as I can till it's completely safe. There's no danger, and then the little kid can come out. Yeah. And that's the source of creativity. But so go to record. Like the first 3 days, I'm still left a right brain. So when I start coming up with ideas like, oh well, but Burner's doing this. Oh, but this person's doing this. Like all these anxious thoughts in your head. What if they don't like this? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I need to stay as calm as I can till it's completely safe. There's no danger, and then the little kid can come up. Yeah. And that's the source of creativity. It's like, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, say this, and just bounce around the room and let it come out. So that's one side, which maybe I would say is like my introverted, side. What you're saying is the practice of introversion. But I literally broke into the industry by walking on stage, but introverted. So that's one side, which maybe I would say is like my introverted, side. What you're saying is the practice of introversion. But I literally broke into the industry by walking on stage supremely confident. I mean, with young Emma, I used to walk on stage with just like the swagger and arrogance of...
We know that.
Yeah. And people really resonated with that. Like, I'd have this slow walk. I'd just walk out with my shades on and just be like, and I practice that too as well, and that's very like... So I agree with that. I think that's a powerful framework.
Speaking of creativity, what's your earliest memory of perceiving yourself as a creative person?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have a first memory. It's just listening to my mother sing and knowing that this thing I'm listening to has so much to it. Like, I would listen to music and I'd be like, wow, that note relates to the other note. And it feels so powerful, and my mom has a beautiful voice. So I think early on, maybe 4 years, 5 years, music just connected with me, and I had that feeling. I knew I could do this. I wanted to participate. But you sort of think this is a hobby, and then maybe when I was in secondary school, when I started doing it with other people, was the time where I was like, oh, okay, I'm good at this. I'm actually creative and I can see people, respond to it. So maybe around when I was 13. So between like 4 and 13, I was living in the world of being a creative, but it was just play. It was just like, this is fun, around 13, I was like, okay, I'm good at this. I can actually put a song together. I can actually organize a choir. I can hear the parts. I can, do that stuff. So,
do you find yourself being someone
why are these things like there's something that's supposed to have been going up already?
who creates from spontaneity or from intention or emotions? Or is it a mix of all?
Sorry.
Yeah.
On who creates
and do that stuff. So,
do you find yourself being someone who creates from spontaneity or from intention or emotions? Or is it a mix of all?
Yeah, all three.
How does that work for you?
Like, look, I'll even use songs that people that are watching may know. Like, if you're a fan of MI, I'm going to use different songs. So, like, I was just talking about African Rapper, number one. African Rapper number one is very, like, intentional from the beginning. It's like, okay, I want to make a song that draws on high life, which I really love. I make the beat. It's not like I was feeling it.
You made the beat.
Yeah, it's not like I was feeling it.
You just dropped it so.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
So I made the beat, then Ice Prince, we're doing like a brainstorming session. Ice Prince comes up with this line, African Rapper number one. To be honest with you, this is early in my career. I was not prepared for that statement to be attached to my name, but
African Rapper.
When we heard it, we're like, okay, this is something, Then I'd met with Flavor, and Flavor and I were trying to, like, do something together. We'd met a couple times, and we're like, okay, let's do something. And he came in. I played him like 4 songs. I don't even think African Rapper number one was what I wanted him to do. He listened to it. He jumps on that. Then for like 4 months, I'm trying to figure out how to put the rap on it. It took me a long time. Let's jump from that to another song, which is like Spontaneity. There's a song called Imperfect Me on the same album, MI2. And Imperfect Me, I wrote it in like...
Speaking of that, I was going to test this. Tempola. Is it Tempola? Oh, fuck. And I left. We need this search. Music, AI music generator for royalty checks. I need to stick you guys out of here. Tempola. Oh shit. Please don't spam my address. Please don't. Would you please me? So apparently these two cost $5 monthly, up to 4 minutes generative tracks. Unlimited generative tracks. How do I even pay for this service? Well, I'm not paying now, please leave me alone. Vocal model, singing 16 new voices. Interesting. I mean, can I be a SoundCloud rapper now? Can I be a cheap SoundCloud rapper? Please write me anything, your vibe, mood, or idea. Let's find the perfect track for you. I'm in a bit of a chill, emotional vibe. No. Your vibe, your mood. I'm in emotional. No. I'm in a chill. Just laid back. I'm in a chill. And energetic mode /vibe. type shit. Oh, I thought it was supposed to generate the music for me. Sounds like you're in a perfect blend of chill and energetic vibes, whether you're looking to relax or bro, I'm deviating from what I need to do, but like let me just even do it now. We have automatically generated 2 tracks. So what is it supposed to do? I'm supposed to be able to like sing on it actually, cause that's how cruising through. It's just a bit. Okay. Royalty frame is okay. So you made a beat for me. Just change for extend, regenerate. Okay. Hey, no. So wait, Roshi, let's be serious now. Fuck am I supposed to do? Fuck am I supposed to do? Based on soundtracks enhance recommended soundtracks enhance your videos. Tempola. Is this the same? Okay. This is what I was looking for. Then I think extend, generate as instrumental. Tap a short melody to guide the song. To guide the song. There's this other this thing, mid render. What does this do? Okay, so what you make a beat with that, processing your MIDI, 2 songs will be ready. Your MIDI is ready. MIDI plus prompts, AI refines your vision. A smooth jazzy hip hop vibe for a late night. Okay. Click on a smooth jazzy. Put a drill vibe. Put a UK. Put a Chicago load up. Right? A smooth jazz hip hop vibe for a late night sci-fi scene. A Chicago load up for the streets. For the streets kind of music. I guess. Would you guys let me run that? Have I not used up enough prompt? Okay.
City lights flicker in the midnight haze, whispers in alleys.
Is this what?
City lights flicker like whispered tales. Shadows dance beneath the moon's pale. Footsteps so on empty streets. Breath mingles with the midnight heat. Neon glows paint the skyline's face. Eyes meeting and the urban embrace. Silent notes pass the secrets around. Words float soft without a sound.
Interesting.
Late night.
Type your own lyrics. Echoes of the streets.
Shadows crawl beneath the city lights. Whispers echo down the empty streets. Smolders hidden
Lil
in the
Dog.
alleys fight. Promises broken with heartbeat. Cold winds, tales of yesterday. Crazel painted on each face. Silent prayers in the night won't face. Silent prayers in the night won't fades. Chasing dawn in this relentless race.
Streets tell stories that never rest. Voices rising from the urban chest. Hold the faith while the cold winds blow. Ride the jungle you climb.
Cold nights on these city blocks. Lights flicker where the hustle knocks. Shadows creeping under cracked street lamps. Stories told in the alley camps. Whispers ride the midnight air. Promises broken without a care. Every step echoes tales of pain. Grinding hard through the pouring rain. For the streets we rise and fall. Keep the faith through. Keep the thought through it all. Voices loud against the night. Oh.
Okay, split your music into individual stems like vocals. Interesting. I guess that's it. The music is funny. I don't think it's going to. I mean, could I drop the snippet on SoundCloud something just for the fuck of it, like like I'm looking to, or like just have a normal proper. But no, I don't think there are better AI music creators. I think these people are just starting out type shit, if it makes sense. I got 2 follows alone today. How you guys doing? Okay, now ladies, 5 views. Anyway, okay, I've scratched that itch.
Top to bottom, 3 verses in like 15 minutes. Me, there's a song called Imperfect Me on the same album, MI2. And Imperfect Me, I wrote it in like top to bottom, 3 verses in like 15 minutes. It just, I sat down with the guitar, sometimes some people never stammer. It just flew out of me. And then I think the middle space between that is sort of like, so you can have a spontaneous moment, you can have very technical, I worked on it, and then there's like emotional, like 1 Naira, my first girlfriend. I had this sustained period of being like, forget these other guys. My first Niger babe, let me not say my first babe, but my first Niger babe, forget all these guys. That guy has a car, and I really lived in this like, like, hey baby, believe in me, till I get there. When I started making the song, I could always just return to that emotional core and just write the song from that, It wasn't like spontaneous, but it was about an emotional center. Your job is to be like a master of your craft, and be able to like carve stone, marble, granite, whatever, into beautiful sculptures and develop so many skills and so many, methods of being able to achieve that, Let me add just one bit, because that's how, especially in music, that's how they exit you. It's like you fall in love with the sound, you become really good at it, but the sound is going to change in 3 years, So in 3 years' time, you become really good at it, but the sound is going to, just one bit, odds of being able to achieve that, Let me add just one bit, because that's how, especially in music, that's how they exit you. It's like you fall in love with the sound, you become really good at it, but the sound is going to change in 3 years, So in 3 years.
That's some deep music mentorship there from some shit that you would not know until you got into it. It just gave some veteran level advice, like this is how this shit works.
Years time, if you now need to start learning a new craft and you've not developed those skills of like, hey, I can go to the studio, I can work hard, I can grind through, I can be, when I started recording the Chairman album, I remember like all the young kids in the room were like, you sound terrible, and I had to like okay, what does the new sound like? Like, where do I go to? How do I listen? How can I learn? But all that was developed when I was younger, having the skills to be able to break through a wall or walk through a door or have the person come outside and talk to you. You know, those three pathways.
That's super powerful. When you were speaking now, you just mentioned how Africa rapper #1, you said, I felt like I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Did you feel like you were not prepared, or did you feel like it was imposter syndrome or something?
Imposter syndrome was the first thing that came out because, you know, rap is ultra competitive.
Yeah.
So to make a statement back then, African rapper #1. Like, this is not like...
Yeah, like that's the ultimate statement that you can make.
Obanikoro then. It's not like Obanikoro rapper #1 or like Lagos rap. It's like Africa.
Yeah.
At the time, it's like there were so many great MCs, you know, aka Rest is Soul, Double HP, Pro Kid in SA, Sarkodie was emerging in Ghana, you know, even in the Nigeria space, you had like Rugged and Mode 9, who were like these two legendary MCs, you know. I don't think any of us coming into the game that time thought anybody would ever eclipse Mode 9 because of just how good he was. And then NATO, Sauce Kid, Ikechukwu, everywhere you look is like dope MCs. And Ice Breeze is like, no, you're #1, you know? And then also, it took me a long time. Like, that song was really a breakthrough song because I had to, like, when I started making the album, I was like, I want to make hip hop that Nigerians, like, before MI2, this is my belief, that before that album, MI2, rap was something where your parents were like, you're a drug dealer or you're a gangster. Yeah. And it affected me every time I'd go do a show. It's like, even if they really like my music, they're like, but you're a rapper. You know, it's like, we have to put you in the hardcore section. It's like, oh, you want to do like a big event for bank EDs, but you're a rapper. So this is not your thing. And I was like, oh, to cross the bridge, we need to make rap music that my goal was like everybody's grandparent would know 1 or 2 songs, you know? So, but when I came to African rapper #1, it was just so out of the box. Like, there's almost nothing in the music foundationally that's hip hop, you know? We put some 808s in a little bit later, but it's really high life. It's like, if E. Kelly, a great producer, E. Kelly came and was like, you're playing the cowbell, you know, that that sound. So he was like, yeah, that's not how the Igbos play it. And he changed it for me to the right rhythm. So it's a completely like, and I was like, man, I wonder how the hip hop community will accept this because, you know, but so both those things, the imposter syndrome and like, it was just so new and scary, you know, at the time for me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was prophecy because it was literally a case of jump off the cliff, feel the wings when you're going down. And I think more creators need to learn that, right? It's sometimes when we think about our thoughts and our words as being really powerful, right? Descriptions of who it is that we are and who it is that we believe that we are internally. So you saw it before you said it. You were scared, but you said it in spite of being scared.
Exactly.
And the moment that you said it, it went out into the world. That energy with which you said it went out into the world. So I feel like it wasn't just about the music. So you keep talking about a sound, and it was that. But the fact that you said, you know what, I am this person, and it was that. It wasn't just about the music. So you keep talking about a sound, and it was that. But the fact that you said, you know what, I am this person, people felt that. Because that energy was there. I had to go to all these countries.
I'm now performing the song. All the rappers are standing on the side looking at me like this. I remember once I was in Ghana in a place called Tema, and I was performing, and there were rappers there. And they were all looking at me like,
you're like, sorry guys, go sing yours.
Well, you backed it up.
I had to now.
Because you lived up to it.
So in the moments where you don't have any of those things, emotion or just a vibe in the studio, what fuels your creativity?
What just happened?
What fuels you to, you know, actually make something in those moments where you don't have any inspiration, but you have to make something?
Yeah, this is a very good question. And I would love to maybe context set for when that happens for me. So the two, either you have writer's block, which is like, maybe you're empty, you know, you're just creatively empty. But then the other side is like high anxiety. The two, let me
to make actually make something in those moments. You don't have any of.
I had to now.
Because you lived up to it,
Yeah. So in the moments where you don't have any of those things, emotion or just a vibe in the studio, what fuels your creativity? What fuels you to, actually make something in those moments where you don't have any inspiration, but you have to make something?
Yeah, this is a very good question, and I would love to maybe context set for when that happens for me. So the two, either you have writer's block, which is like maybe you're empty, you're just creatively empty. But then the other side is like high anxiety. Paychecks aren't coming. There's some new big thing that looks like it's going to threaten the market. Is this the end? Or conflict in your team, or there's so many things, and all of a sudden you're in a place where creativity is not flowing and you need the creativity. A lot of times you're on a deadline, you're on a timeline. We sort of have this like the corporate sort of look at the creative sector as like the unserious ones, and I feel it's because a lot of
corporate sector
times people at corporate sort of look at the creative sector as we sort of have this like the corporate sort of look at the creative sector as like the unserious ones, and I feel it's because a lot of times people are having to draw from creativity when they're empty or when anxiety is high. So my own process in that moment is to reduce anxiety, like go back to being free, go back to being unafraid, whatever that means.
Like W's, man, go back to being unafraid, whatever the fuck that means. Like when your pressures are, it's like you're holding on to an image or something. Like go back to when you have no shame, where it was like, I have nothing to lose right now but everything to gain. Do you get? It doesn't get more bottom than this. Just take yourself to that level, back to that level, and damn, that level is so liberating. I'm like, nah, so I just build, like, you don't finish. You not get all the choke and for pocket. So what now? I have everything to gain and be happy about. Like anything above here, whoo, is heaven. Type shit.
Like, I've seen artists move back home. I've seen people just go back to where they feel safe. So that,
bro,
I've seen artists move back home. What that means, sometimes, like, I've seen artists move back home. I've seen people just go back to where they feel safe, so that I'm back safe again. I can feel like a child again, and then the creativity comes out.
Do you get? Do you get? Oh God! I just remember one video. There's this guy that's been trending, but I think he's mainly on Instagram. He has tattoos. He's always just saying real shit. The one I saw him that caught my eye, like, it was like, go back your papa house, oh. Go back your papa house, oh. Hey, you there outside there, they suffer, they go back your papa house. Go and settle with that nigga or whatnot, so that you can calm down and think well. Cause waiting they live for there, so not be life, oh. But of course, like, I mean, if it's needed, if basically, may pride not gonna go kill you.
I realize that there's another way, which is to like and feel like a child again, and then the creativity comes out. But also for me, I realize that there's another way, which is to like break through the wall. And the way I do it is that you got to show up to work every day, and do the work, So I liken this to going to the gym, like people that are really gym heads tell you, like, it's not like we really love it, but we are doing it. And then after a while, it gives you the endorphins you need, it gives you everything. So I will just show up 8 hours. Sometimes I'll just sit and look at the computer and just listen, but I'm here and I'm here to work, and it's never failed me. Honestly, it's never failed me. By the third day, the fourth day, ideas start coming out, and I have to be there to work. I have to be there. Even if it's a bad idea, I got to do it. You know, if it's an embarrassing idea. Sometimes I record with my niece around, and there's one song I recorded. Jade, if you're watching this, this is the proof that you need that actually I recorded that song, because I lie about it now when she tells people that I made the song up. I'm like, what? I would never. I'm like, I make her the person that's lying about it in jest, but like, it's those bad songs, it's those bad ideas, it's those like moments of like the things that people never hear, but I show up and I do it. And just like going to the gym, what you did is yours forever. Like you don't lose by putting in work, you only gain, even if the gain is not visible to you in the moment.
Even if you never put it out, even if nobody ever sees
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
There's a chapter in Fisher's book, Think, where he talks about the masters of the opposite.
Man,
right?
this girl again. God damn. Oh, why you stressing? Why you want to stress my brain? You read a lot. I can tell.
He says that if repetition, where he talks about the masters of the
You
opposite.
just have this
There's a
at
chapter
the top
in
of your
Fisher's
head.
book, Think, where he talks about the masters of the opposite, right? And he basically says that Think.
You never put it out, even if nobody ever sees
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
There's a chapter in Fisher's book, Think, where he talks about the masters of the opposite, right? And he basically says that if repetition breeds mastery, right? For every time you do not repeat the thing that you want to do, you become a master of the opposite. So for every time you say to yourself, I want to be...
This is what you guys have been listening to.
Bro, like, do you get... There will be the times I want to just be around you. No. If I almost want to be around you every time, because like we'll just be trained, we'll be going band for band on this. So like this is it's stimulating. Actually, this is the type of conversation I will say true. I will have endlessly, non-stop, and now you say with the beg like, okay, as they drop you on and they knock you my own too. Not be only you they read actually. So we know what we know.
Say to yourself that, I want to become an artist, or I want to write, or I want to be I want to be...
This is what you guys have been listening to.
Every time you say to yourself, like,
I'm just as... Do you get... Is it the way I had to stop and bitch? What the fuck? Hold the fuck on. Who the fuck you think you is? How you just be... Anyway. Emma is still... It's true. Stop using the chat for...
I want to become an artist, or I want to write, or I want to be a public speaker.
And
every time you don't speak, you become a master of the opposite of the person who is a public speaker. And that's the concept of a master of the opposite. So people think, I'm repeating. What are you repeating?
Yeah. Jeez, that's so powerful.
Yeah. Hey there. I'll let you get back to your video in a bit. You're enjoying this because of what we've poured into it. But behind every video is a crew, a set, and a whole lot of passion. And of course, you. So when you subscribe, you're making all of this possible. Your subscription powers the creators, the ideas, the energy, so we can keep
an ad for subscription.
So please hit the subscribe button now. Let's
Come on.
All of this.
Come on. I ain't cheap. You deserve it. Let me put an extra all. Just feed me your shit. Not literally though. Not literally, but like, an entire ad for just to say, bro. Don't be using the chat for you guys. Don't be used in the chat. In the chat for that lady. Kept having me turn heads and complain on my stream. Don't be used in the chat for that old lady. For that old lady. For that old lady. For that old lady. Kept having me turn heads. I'm not gonna disgrace myself. Kept having me turn heads and complain on my stream. Like okay. What do you guys have here? Do I need to spend money on you guys? Let me spend, cause why not? We are tracking the links too. I'll go to MI's tax.
Yeah. Hey there. I'll let you get back to your video.
So
in a bit.
much effort.
You know, you're enjoying this because of what we've poured into it. But behind every video is
So
a
much
crew,
effort.
a set, and a whole lot of passion. And of course, you. So when you subscribe, you're making all of this possible. Your subscription powers the creators, the ideas, the energy, so we can keep adding value to your world.
Let me end
So
this.
please hit the subscribe button now.
Is 110.
Let's keep building all of this together.
I think for